Hello everyone, this is Southern Belle Whisper. I hope you guys are doing well this evening. I hope you can hear me well. I look forward to the fall evenings when I won't have any white noise in my videos. No air conditioner, no fan, no nothing, because it'll be cool enough in my room to where I won't need that. But me personally, I think the white noise takes away from the whispering, the soft speaking, whatever. I just think it takes away from it. I'm not a big fan. But I tried this different setup for this video, and I'm hoping that maybe it's a little bit better and that you can hear me better. But this is going to be a People magazine flip through. Now, I've had this magazine for about a week now. I literally bought it at Walmart and I put it to the side. I think I gave it to Mama first because she was like, oh, she saw the cover and she was like, oh my gosh, I gotta read it. But I haven't read it personally because I knew I had to get myself ready mentally for this magazine flip through. This is the cover of it, is something that has been on my heart for a long time. So and when I saw this cover, you guys, at Walmart, I literally got sick to my stomach, and I knew I had to get myself ready mentally for this flip through. This is the August 26th edition of People magazine, and you see Dipshit on the cover. That's what I call every man that's ever hurt me in my life, dipshit. So, but I'll try to keep it, the cussing on the down low, but yeah, I refer to him as that. And it says on the cover, will Scott Peterson go free? You guys. And also it's been 22 years since he murdered his pregnant wife, Lacey Peterson. You guys. I told my mom, I said, if he goes free, then I give up on this world. Or if this guy goes free, then I give up. This man deserves to burn in hell for what he did, and he knows he did it. That's the crazy part. He knows he did it, but he's like, I'm innocent. Oh my gosh. My mom binge watched the American Murder, Lacey Peterson. I haven't watched it all yet. I remember when it happened, and even as a young girl, I just got so engrossed in it. I read the book that her mother wrote for her called For Lacey. It was in my library that I had to leave behind. I was totally engrossed in this true crime case for a long time. Because when my mom used to come home from work, she was a nurse, and she loved watching Forensic Files and Unsolved Mysteries and Cold Case Files all the time. So I think she instilled that in me. But the thing about me being an empath is when something like this happens in this world, I feel it in my soul, but I grieve. I did grieve for her, for Lacey and her unborn son. It was the most horrible thing at the time that I'd ever witnessed, ever. So, will Scott Peterson go free? A jury found him guilty of murdering his pregnant wife. Now he breaks his silence from prison in a new documentary and claims he's innocent. But Lacey's mom, Sharon, says Scott took Lacey away from us. He wouldn't even take a polygraph test. What does that tell you? Oh, I went fishing on Christmas. No, you didn't. The cover also has Taylor Swift, shocking terrorist plot targets her tour. I had no idea about that. I don't watch the news anymore, so I had no idea about that. And then Rob Lowe. 10 moments that changed my life, he says. So, you have some, is that Jessica Simpson, you guys? Oh my gosh. Thank you for your concern, but you have me very misunderstood. Shutting down claim she was drinking alcohol. She looks like she drinks a lot of alcohol, man. She does not look like the same person that she was in the early 2000s. That's sad. That's really sad. Chris Hemsworth says, hairdressing has always been my one true passion. And as you can see, the results speak for themselves. On the comical haircuts he gave to his twin sons, Sasha and Tristan. His sons are really cute. They look just like him. Put me down officially. That's my vote. He would be so good. On one, Ego Wodum, on wanting her Mr. Throwback co-star Stephen Curry to host Saturday Night Live to be. Saturday Night Live is still on here. Shocking. I have footage of Woody Harrelson and I snowboarding stark naked down a big snowy mountain. Flea, I've never heard of him. On adventures with his pal on the podcast where everybody knows your name. Sunny Lee says, I'm more mature, I have a lot more fun. On her return to the Olympics and winning 3 medals to be. I didn't even watch the Olympics, you guys. Like, I have no interest. Like, that whole Last Supper thing. Then everybody was like, with the love stories, like on TikTok. You know, he's one of the good ones. You know, those TikToks. Like, these are the same people that just got offended by the Last Supper. Well, I got offended too. But then people are like, oh, the relationships, the love, you know, when they celebrate that they won the gold medal and everything. It's just crazy how people forget so easily. But yeah, I'm not an Olympic girl. Sorry. Nick Jonas says the Disney Channel games were basically the Olympics, but what it really was like Love Island on crack. I kind of see why Soft ASMR has a crush on it. 5 things we're talking about. Number 1, Michelle's Yellowstone spinoff. The Yellowstone universe is expanding and bringing Michelle Pfeiffer along for the ride. She'll produce and star on the spin-off series The Madison, about a New York City family in Montana from creator Taylor Sheridan. I'm going to have to watch that. I love anything set in New York City. To Pitbull's new stadium. Mr. Worldwide is becoming Mr. Florida International. Pitbull is paying Miami-based FIU $1.2 million a year for the next 5 years to rename the university's football arena Pitbull Stadium. The rapper will also be official entrepreneur of FIU Athletics. Sorry, nose itches. 3, Beetlejuice Fanta. Look at that, you guys. Michael Keaton, that one chick from Wednesday that I never watched. Winona Ryder, Catherine O'Hara. The cat just jumped on the bed. I swear, if he knocks over that camera. Lay down, baby. Okay, so Fanta is adding some Beetlejuice to its recipe. The soft drink company is releasing cans showcasing the cast of the sequel, Beetlejuice, in theaters September 6th. I'm really hoping it's good, you guys. Like, by the trailer, I was like, I don't know. It can go either way, but I'm hoping it's going to be good. It's got all the original cast, so. Number 4, Airbnb's Polly Pocket Dream House. Okay. Alright. I'm thinking maybe one day saving up and taking a vacation just by myself to somewhere that I've always wanted to go. Or something weird like this, Polly Pocket Dream House. That sounds like me right there. The dreams of 90s kids can come true via Airbnb, which has created a life-size Polly Pocket home in Littleton, Massachusetts. Renters will be able to try on versions of the Tiny Doll's outfits and get ready at her vanity filled with accessories. I'm there. I'm so there. Number 5, Blake's Las Vegas residency. Blake Shelton is taking country to Sin City. The singer is set to have his first Las Vegas residency, Blake Shelton Live in Las Vegas, at the Coliseum at Caesar's Palace for 6 concerts next February. They played a song the other day at Goodwill. I think it was Gwen Stefani and Blake singing together a duet. It's pretty good. I'm actually very surprised that they ended up, like, lasting. Like, they're total opposites, you know. He's a country boy, she's from the city, you know. Don't stop believing, you know. But how long they been together? 13 years. And they've made it work. And I think that's really cool. Okay, so we got Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson made a surprise appearance at Disney's annual fan event D23 on August 9th to promote the upcoming sequel to Moana, out November 27th. He also announced plans for a Monster Jam live-action movie. Alright. Oh, there's Miley Cyrus with Mickey. On August 11th, Miley Cyrus became the youngest person to be named a Disney legend for the impact of her 2006 to 2011 show, Hannah Montana. I stand here still proud to have been Hannah Montana, she said, dedicating the award to Hannah and all of her amazing loyal fans, and to everyone who has made my dream a reality. Oh man, my niece Leah was obsessed with Hannah Montana. Like the wig and everything. One of my favorite pictures of us together. I've like got her lifted up and she has that blonde Hannah Montana wig on. That's one of my favorite pictures. It's when I still have my braces. If I find it, I'll show it in my next picture. Show it out. Who keeps beeping their horn? It's like they know I'm making a video. Okay. Jamie Lee Curtis and Lindsay Lohan revealed on August 9th that their Freaky Friday sequel will be titled Freakier Friday. Curtis called it a love letter to mothers and daughters. I cannot freaking wait for that movie, you guys. I cannot wait. I love the first Freaky Friday. And it's Chad Michael Murray and Lindsay Lohan and Jamie Lee Curtis. I already got my ticket. Descendants: Eliza Red stars Morgan Dudley, Dara Renee, Mayla Baker, Peter Lindell, Joshua Coley, Ruby Rose Turner, and Kylie Cantrell. I think Descendants isn't that the movie? Or it's thundering outside. Can you guys hear it? That's thunder. The one kid that sadly passed away from the seizure wasn't the Descendants' movie, series, or show. It was really sad. I have no idea who this is, but I'm about to find out. Oh, Rihanna. Rihanna made a major entrance in a custom bedazzled costume at the annual Cropover Festival in her home country. The event, capped by the Grand Couronnement Parade, took place in St. Michael, one of the island's 11 parishes. She always kills it with outfits. Always. The family Stone, Sharon Stone and her sons from left, Rowan, 24, and Laird, 19, enjoyed a meal at an Italian restaurant via Alero before Laird starts college this fall. And here is, I am a big fan of Bindi Irwin. And at the Australia Zoo, Bindi Irwin and her daughter Grace, who's already 3 years old, hung out with Teddy, the sweetest red panda, with a true love for snack time. Irwin wrote on Instagram August 10th. You just know that she's probably the best mom, you guys. I mean, she was raised by Steve Irwin, so you know she's probably the best mom. And Grace looks just like her mom. I think her name is Grace Warrior. I love that. Alright, let's see. Yep, Olympics, I don't care. They have a full page just dedicated to all the outfits that Blake Lively wore. You guys, I don't know what kind of reality that I've stepped into, but I loved Blake Lively growing up. Like, I loved Sisterhood, the Traveling Pants, and I loved her in Gossip Girl. But something is, like, she has become so shallow, you guys. Like, it ends with Us. Good movie. But if it hadn't been for Justin, it wouldn't have been that good. Because I don't think she took it that seriously. She's obviously not been through domestic abuse and doesn't realize. And she didn't read the book. She didn't read the book, and she's never been through it, so she doesn't realize how serious it is. But I don't care. Judge the outfits. Wow, yep. She's beautiful in anything that she wears. We all know that. Okay, let's talk about Taylor Swift's tour targeted and terrorist plot. A thwarted terrorist attack ended in Taylor Swift canceling 3 of her Aries tours shows at Ernest Happel Stadium in Vienna. On August 7th, concert promoter Barracuda Music announced that it had no choice but to cancel her August 8th through 10th performances, which would have drawn an estimated 200,000 fans, to prioritize the safety of attendees. 3 suspects who intended to use explosives and knives to cause mass casualties, according to authorities, have been arrested. The suspects had very specific and detailed plans to cause a tragedy on the scale of Paris, Manchester, or Moscow. Austrian Chancellor Karl Nehammer said during an August 8th news conference, referring to atrocities including the 2017 bombing at Ariana Grande concert in England that killed 22 people and injured more than 100. The day of the cancellation, Austrian authorities released a statement saying suspects had become radicalized on the internet and had taken concrete preparatory actions for a terrorist attack. The primary suspect, who NBC reported was a 19-year-old Austrian who admitted to planning the attack and intended to kill himself, and many others at the concert had sworn an oath of allegiance to Islamic State on the internet, and chemical substances were seized in his apartment, Austrian authorities added. The second suspect is a 17-year-old who had just gotten a job at a facility management company providing services to the stadium. The third suspect, an 18-year-old Iraqi who authorities believe has ties to ISIS, was detained on August 9th. Meanwhile, a 15-year-old boy was initially detained and has since been released as a witness. He was not involved, but corroborated crucial information about the main suspect's confession, according to authorities. The situation was serious, Austrian Interior Minister Gerhard Karner told reporters on August 8th. A tragedy was prevented. Despite the threat, fans banded together, flooding the streets of Vienna to sing along to Swiss music and trade friendship bracelets. And while she couldn't take the stage herself, the Grammy winner sent a treat to fans in Austria, partnering with Disney Plus to air the Ares Tour concert movie on a local cable station. At press time, Swift hadn't commented on the terror threat, but in 2019 she told Elle she was completely terrified of potential violence at concerts. I didn't know how we were going to keep 3 million fans safe. Moving forward, Austrian police said authorities will be ramping up the already extensive security for Swift's concert, including increasing surveillance and personnel. Her next tour stop is set for London's Wembley Stadium from August 15th to 20th. London's Metropolitan Police Services said in a statement that there's nothing to indicate that the matters being investigated by the Austrian authorities will have an impact on upcoming events here in London. The tour is slated to wrap in December. I don't know what to say, you guys. I remember this was another case that was just really bothered me. I was in my early 20s, and Holmes, the Dark Knight shooting. I love going to the movies, you guys. But since then, every time that I sit down at a movie theater, I make sure I know which exit to take if something like that was to happen. And it's just scary how much more it's happening nowadays. Oh gosh. Okay. Let's talk about love. Let's talk about something a little bit more serious. New couple Bebe Rexha and Simos Liakos. Pop star Rexha, 34, was spotted cozying up with the agriculture engineer during a getaway to Italy on August 5th. Rexha confirmed she split from cinematographer Kian Safari after 3 years in July 2023. I don't think I know her. Date night. Zoe Kravitz and Channing Tatum. The engaged couple stepped out for the LA premiere of their new film, Blink Twice, on August 8th. Tatum, 44, told People on the red carpet that working with Kravitz, 35, on her directorial debut was like creating a marriage. They're so cute. I'm a pretty big fan of them. Like, I was brokenhearted when he broke up with Jenna. But do you guys ever hear anything about her ever now? Nope. But yeah, I like their relationship, Jane Tatum. Okay, anybody else? Oh, happy anniversary, Jonathan Scott and Zoe Deschanel. Another couple that I'm a huge fan of. The actress, 44, called the Property Brothers star 46 a total dreamboat while celebrating the 5-year anniversary of their first date on August 11th. He's still making me smile every day, Deschanel wrote on Instagram. I would just love to interview her and be like, what's it like? What's it like being with a man that you know loves you and would do anything for you? What's it like? Can you tell me? But they're really cute together. Jennifer Lopez's house hunting. Who called it, you guys? Who called it for the 2024 bingo card that Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck were going to get a divorce? Who called it? I did. I knew that wasn't going to work. I bet, because I love Jennifer Garner. She's one of my favorite actresses. And the way he did her, like, I'm not even a fan of his anymore because of what he did to her. But every time you see a picture of them co-parenting, he always has a smile on his face. He never once smiled with Jennifer Lopez, and I think he regrets the way he treated Jennifer Garner. I think Jennifer Garner was his one true love, and he messed up. Sorry. I don't even care about Jennifer Lopez. Do we have to read about her? I can't stand her. So who is Adele engaged to? After months of speculation that she and sports executive Rich Paul were engaged, Adele seemed to confirm all the rumors are true. The Grammy-winning singer 36 responded to a fan asking for her hand in marriage at her show in Munich on August 9th by revealing that she was already taken. "I can't marry you, I'm already getting married," she said while waving her left hand. I wish her all the happiness in the world. Jeez. Oh, happy birthday, Amy Adams. Right here. The actress turns 50 on August 20th. Her life and career by the numbers. 50, you guys. That is insane. She doesn't look 50. Anyways, 6 Oscar nominations since her first in 2006 for Junebug. Mom loves that movie. 250 women auditioned for the role of Giselle in 2007's Enchanted before Adams read for it. She was perfect. 27, the age Adams decided to dye her natural strawberry blonde hair red. $874 million box office of her top grossing movie, 2016's Batman vs. Superman: Dawn of Justice. She was Lois Lane to Henry Cavill's Man of Steel. 9 years of marriage to her husband, director Darren Lee Gallo. I'm a big fan of Amy Adams. I love all her movies. Oh, speaking of, It Ends With Us. Blake Lively's new movie, It Ends With Us, is a hit at the box office. But a behind-the-scenes rift involving the romantic drama's producer starred Lively and producer, director, and leading man Justin Baldoni is sparking Hollywood controversy. Jane the Virgin star Baldoni, 40, who optioned Colleen Hoover's best-selling 2016 novel about an abusive relationship back in 2019, has been conspicuously absent from group appearances. At the August 6th New York City premiere, Lively, 36, and her husband Ryan Reynolds posed with castmates while Baldoni and his wife Emily appeared separately. Lively Hoover and co-star Jenny Slate don't follow Baldoni on social media. While Baldoni's source maintains the issue really was a matter of creative differences, a set source says there is more to the story, adding, the principal cast and Colleen Hoover will have nothing to do with him. At press time, Baldoni had commented on reports he was chauvinistic and created a difficult atmosphere, but the source close to him said accounts had been blown out of proportion. Baldoni praised Lively to people as brilliant, and both stars had emphasized the film's message about domestic violence. Said Lively, it's told with empathy. I'm sorry, but I am so with Justin Baldoni on this. And I almost feel like it's like it's one of those, what's the word? Like a stunt. Because the way the world is talking about, DV and they're probably, I don't know, you guys. I just know what I've seen, and I don't know. I just don't know. I just don't know. Okay. Alright, so let's see. Bachelorette alum Andy Dorfman, 37, announced in an August 4th Instagram post that she and her husband, commercial real estate agent Blaine Hart, 38, are expecting their first child. Well, I'm 33. I still have hope. In a recent conversation on X Spaces, rapper Cardi B, 31, who is expecting her third child, revealed she couldn't move for 2 days straight after experiencing a freak accident involving slipping down some stairs. Oh, you guys. When you fall downstairs at that house of horror, I would like to call it now, the landlord painted our staircase, but she didn't lacquer it like you're supposed to. And you guys, I fell down those stairs twice. It's not fun. It's not fun at all. I tore a ligament in my pelvis, and it's right where my baby's head is at, she said. On August 3rd, Grace Kelly, the 28-year-old daughter of country singer Wawona Judd, 60, and her ex-husband Arch Kelly, was arrested and booked into the Carroll County Jail in Georgia on 3 counts: fleeing or attempting to elude a police officer, driving with suspended revoked license, and not using motorcycle equipment properly. Deaths: actress Patty Yoshatek, best known for her roles in Star Trek and the Netflix series Beef, died of cancer. She was 70. Nobody else though. Nobody that I know at least. I forgot about this. Reasons to smile. Look at this. Look at the cuties. Oh gosh, I love Goodwill because they let people have their dogs in the store, and I even saw a cat the other day, and I love that. Adorable matching ensembles help pet owner breed stereotypes. Annie Ram was touched intimidated when she began caring for her dad's pit bull Ekra years ago. But once she put the dog in a homemade flower crown, her perspective on the breed changed. Since then, she's worked to shift others' perceptions too. Ram now makes outfits for all of her pets, which include cat Azuku and Pit Ashashi. I like sharing how much it's helped with the stereotypes, says Ram22, on the idea that pit bulls are scary and black cats are bad luck. I get a lot of messages from people saying they're less afraid, or even adopted one of their own. My niece Selena has a black cat named Leo, and he's one of the sweetest cats ever. And my brother loved pit bulls. He always said that people give pit bulls a bad rap, and I have to agree. It really depends on how you raise a dog. Like, any dog can attack you if that's the way they're raised. It's not just pit bulls. So pigs, Emily in Paris, you guys. You guys let me know down in the comments if you've watched this show and if it's good or not, because I don't want to waste my time. I don't see anything else close to you with Elliot Page. Oh, Joey Picoult. Look at that. I love Joe Picoult. Taking on a thorny question. Author Joe Picoult has always tackled challenging topics. Her latest book invites us to ask who really wrote Shakespeare's plays. It's called By Any Other Name. Joe Picoult has written 29 books over her 3-decade career and has finally landed on the one she feels destined to write. I don't know if I believe in reincarnation, says the author 58, but I feel like this is a story that I was meant to tell. Her new novel, By Any Other Name, out August 20th, tells the dual timeline stories of Emilia Bassino, a real-life woman who some historians have suggested could have been behind Shakespeare's work, and Melina Green, a fictional modern-day playwright who finds success by using her black male roommate's name. While Picoult's books often take on controversial topics like abortion, the death penalty, school shootings, and racism, she's already been called a conspiracy theorist for daring to question Shakespeare's authorship. There's an extra level when you posit that it could have been a woman, she says. I'm not here to convince you. I'm here to lay out everything I learned and let you make your own decisions. The author has always fed off outrage. For me to write the best book that I can, I need to write about something that is upsetting me, she explains. Her own experiences writing for the stage inspired her. I wanted to talk about how little has changed in 400 years, she says. But just like her characters, Picoult doesn't let the haters ear down. If we can open up one mind, she says, then a book is worth it. God, I love her. My Sister's Keeper was the first Joey Picoult book I ever read. My English teacher had read it, and she was like, you need to read this book. And the movie doesn't even compare. After her novel became a 2009 film with a different ending, it took me a long time to wrap my head around the fact that they ruined my book. Oh man, they really did. Like, the ending of the book, like, that's like a core memory for me, you guys, was the ending of My Sister's Keeper, the book. I was like, plot twist, like, I was like, I had to read it over and over again. I was like, what the fuck? Like, My Sister's Keeper will go down as one of the biggest plot twists ever. But then they made the movie totally different, and it was awful. The only part that I liked about that movie, two parts, was the beach scene and Taylor and what's her face's relationship. I like Taylor. But yeah, they really butchered the movie, you guys. You think the movie's sad, read the book. Okay, so oh my gosh. Okay, let's get to the part about Lacey. Alright, I'm ready for this. Scott Peterson breaks his silence. God, he's so freaking ugly. He looks like a demon. He looks like something that crawled straight out of hell. God, I hate him. Look at that stupid ass smile on his face. Oh, God, I hate you. Anyways, sorry. For the first time in more than 20 years, the convicted murderer speaks out in a new documentary amid an effort to prove he's innocent. But could he really go free? Plus, Lacey's mother, Sharon Rocha, honors her late daughter. Prison interview. Don't trust me, but look at the evidence, says Scott in a video call from California's Mule Creek Correctional Facility in Peacock's face-to-face with Scott Peterson. Far left, Lacey and Scott in an updated photo insert outside the San Mateo, California courthouse on November 13th. 2004, when he was, they say he was guilty, of course. Alright, you guys ready for this? I'm going to read this whole thing. Sitting in the noisy day room of Mule Creek State Prison in Iowa, California, as he speaks over a grainy video call, Scott Peterson looks more like a laid-back surfer than a man convicted of the heinous murder of his wife, Lacey, and their unborn son, Connor. His hair, which he sometimes wears in a ponytail, is long and tousled, his demeanor calm and friendly. At one point, he grows emotional as he recounts his memories of saying goodbye to Lacey, then 8 months pregnant, when he left the couple's home in Modesto, California on Christmas Eve morning in 2002. The last time, he says, that he saw his wife alive. This past Saturday, somebody made a mention of the anniversary, and I was stunned, says Scott, 51, wiping his eye. A guy I never would expect to show humanity. A guy I was working in the kitchen with that day brought it up. You will remember that day for as long as you live, Scott. Don't bullshitter. But in speaking out for the first time on camera since before his arrest 21 years ago, Scott is seeking much more than the sympathy of a fellow inmate. In Face to Face with Scott Peterson, a new 3-part docuseries premiering on Peacock on August 20th, the former fertilizer salesperson, now serving a life sentence without the possibility of parole, is once again denying any involvement in the disappearance and death of Lacey and the child she was carrying. He is appealing to the public to listen to his side of the story of what he calls the so-called investigation carried out by police and prosecutors who, he claims, ignored significant leads and relied solely on circumstantial evidence in their quest to convict him of double murder during his trial in 2004. Says Scott, I regret not testifying at my trial, but if I have a chance to show people what the truth is, and if they are willing to accept it, it would be the biggest thing that I can accomplish right now, because I didn't kill my family. The Peacock documentary, one of 2 on Lacey's murder to be released this month, also chronicles the appeal launched last January by the Los Angeles Innocence Project in the attempt to overturn Scott's conviction by proving his innocence. And as one of Scott's staunchest supporters in the documentary, his sister-in-law, Janie Peterson, who became a lawyer in part to fight for his freedom, tells people the project is also an opportunity to offer the public an alternative theory of what may have happened to Lacey. My belief in Scott's innocence isn't based solely on what he claims, she says. My belief is based on the evidence. I feel like Scott Peterson and Chris Watts were cut by the same loincloth. The fact that both their families are supporting them is insane, you guys. It was shortly after 6 p.m. on December 24, 2002, when Scott telephoned the Modesto Police Department to report his wife missing. By the time detectives arrived at the couple's home, nearly 36 friends, family members, and neighbors had already frantically fanned out in the quiet suburban neighborhood looking for Lacey. Scott told police that he had last seen his wife that morning at 9:30 a.m. when he left to drive 9 miles to go fishing in San Francisco Bay. In the documentary, he shares the things that I relish from that final day. I would see Lacey smile when she would do her hair on the morning of the 24th, and the way we would share a bowl for cereal because we were too lazy to do 2 bowls, he says. Just those little things are still with me. Investigators interviewed in the documentary say they quickly focus on Scott in part because statistically, husbands, boyfriends, and other intimate partners are often guilty of violence against women. But Scott also aroused authorities' suspicions because of his relaxed manner and his referring to Lacey in the past tense in his first conversation with police. Scott claims that Modesto Police Detective Alan Broschini, a lead investigator on the case, made up his mind before he even arrived. Detectives questioned the authenticity of an affectionate voicemail that Scott left for Lacey as he was driving back to Modesto earlier that day, and suggested he had left the message after he had killed Lacey to establish his alibi. Looking back on that today, Scott is indignant. They opined that was too sweet of a message for a married couple, he says. They have really sad marriages if they think that. Frankly, I feel bad for them. And, okay, shut up, Scott, okay? You were freaking screwing Amber Fry behind Lacey's back. You just need to shut your freaking mouth. Sorry. You guys are seeing my mean side, sorry, because I can't stand this man. On December 30th, 2002, the investigation took a dramatic twist when detectives learned that Scott had been engaged in an extramarital affair with a Fresno, California massage therapist named Amber Fry. Scott admits today that he made a terrible mistake. It's horrible, he says. I was a total a-hole to be having sex outside our marriage. But he insists he didn't tell police he was in a relationship with another woman because he wanted to keep the focus on finding Lacey. During the so-called investigation, I really did everything I could to bring my family home, he says. That includes keeping my cheating with Fry from people. I didn't tell people because I wanted the search to continue. On April 18th, days after Lacey's and Connor's decomposed bodies washed up on a shoreline roughly 2 miles from where Scott claimed to have been fishing, he was arrested in La Jolla, California. He had bleached his hair blonde and was carrying $15,000 in cash, a baggie filled with Viagra pills, camping gear, and 4 cell phones in his car. Police claimed he was just 30 miles from the Mexican border and preparing to flee. I don't understand that at all, says Scott, who explains that he was visiting family in San Diego and had dyed his hair to avoid being recognized and verbally attacked by members of the public. I just want to be clear, I was never running from the police. During his 5-month murder trial that ended in November 2004, prosecutors described Scott as a man who regretted that he was soon to become a father and committed murder to get out of his marriage without having to pay spousal and child support. That is so offensive and so disgusting, he says about the prosecution's allegations. I certainly regret cheating on Lacey, absolutely. It was about a childish lack of self-esteem. Selfish me traveling somewhere, lonely that night because I wasn't at home. Someone makes you feel good because they want to have sex with you. Oh God, he is so disgusting, you guys. Today, as the LA Innocent Project's appeal of Scott's conviction makes its way through California courts, face-to-face director Sharon Anderson, who spent a year interviewing Scott via video from prison, says the inmate is optimistic and confident that ongoing efforts to free him will be successful. On May 29th, a judge approved his attorney's request to conduct a DNA test on duct tape found attached to Lacey's body, but refused testing on 16 other pieces of evidence. Scott, however, is patient. People want the answer they believed in to continue to be the answer, he says with a cool smile. We're all slow to admit when we're wrong. And then there's a little thing from Sharon. Oh gosh, you guys, the book for Lacey. I definitely recommend it if you like true crime books. It's like a love letter to her daughter, and it's just, oh. Lacey Peterson's mother, Sharon Rocha, 72, is interviewed in depth in the new Netflix docuseries American Murder, Lacey Peterson, premiering on August 14th. Here she speaks to people about missing her daughter, Lacey's legacy, and Scott's latest bid for freedom. When I think about Lacey, what comes to mind is how much I miss her, and how selfish it was for Scott to take her away from us. She was smart, outgoing, and bubbly. When she walked into a room, you knew she was there. She was also vulnerable. We laughed a lot and would talk about anything and everything. We liked to do yard work together, buy plants and flowers. We liked to go to the movies. She was not only my daughter, she was my friend. I'm sorry. When I first met Scott, I thought he was a very nice person, but his behavior from the very first moment I saw him after Lacey disappeared didn't seem right. And after learning about his relationship with Amber Fye, I no longer had any doubts. I knew Lacey wasn't coming home, and that Scott was responsible. 12 people found him guilty of murder, but he doesn't admit it. We constantly hear that he and his supporters have new evidence, but there isn't any new evidence. It's long past time for him to stop. Maybe I shouldn't sound so harsh, but I'm so tired of hearing the same baloney over and over again. I would think there has to be some time limit here when the California Superior Court and other judges have already denied his request for a new trial. But apparently there isn't, because we have to keep going through this every time. And it's like ripping the scab off the wound every time. I'm not worried at all that he'll get a new trial, though. There is no new evidence. He is guilty, and that's it. Something I've never said publicly was how Scott, who would never take a polygraph test, never actually denied killing Lacey to me. The one statement he said to me was, "I didn't hurt Lacey." When he was convicted, it was a relief. It wasn't joyful or a celebration. He was going to prison, as he should be. Let's face it, there isn't anything good that comes out of murder. But I'm still amazed at the number of letters I've received over the years from women saying, if it hadn't been for what happened to Lacey, I would still be in an abusive relationship, or maybe even dead. So I guess I can say there was some good that came out of this. I wish I knew how to contact her and tell her how much it helped me as well in my marriage. But you guys, sorry, loud car, I'm sorry. This is his theory, okay? Listen to this. Scott Peterson's supporters believe that on the morning Lacey disappeared in Modesto, California, The house across the street from the Petersons' home was burglarized. They say Lacey witnessed the crime in progress and was abducted and killed by members of a network of criminals active in the neighborhood. Neighbors told police a van was parked outside the house, and the next day a burned-out van was found less than a mile from the couple's house. Scott's lawyers filed a motion for DNA tests on a mattress found in the back of the van, but a judge turned down the request. According to this theory, the burglars disposed of Lacey's body in San Francisco Bay. Like, you guys, there is so much freaking evidence against him. They found the boat. They found the cement that he used because he cemented. Like, he made, what's it called? Anchors for her body. He made them from cement because he thought that would hold Lacey's body down so nobody would ever find her. And they found that in the boat. You guys, piece of shit. Oh gosh, I can't even close the magazine, you guys. I can't even find the... I'm sorry. I think I've told you guys before, and August 13th was the 6-year anniversary. That Shanann Watts case, you guys, that still breaks my heart to this day. Think about those little girls and Shanann and how horrified she must have been to be killed by the person that she loved the most in the world. And to this day, it still bothers me. I hate this guy. I hate Chris. I just hate anybody that has committed crimes like that. I hate him. I hate him. But especially this guy who says he's innocent. We all know he's not innocent. Anyways, so this is going to be a longer video, you guys, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will be talking to you guys soon. I love you guys. Also, leave down in the comments if you feel like Scott Peterson is guilty or not. I would love to know other people's opinions about the whole thing. Anyways, I love you guys. I'll talk to you soon.